Hey everyone, welcome back to Oak Creek Homestead. This is Renee with another garden to table video for you. It is a beautiful, kind of sunny day here, and we have the smoker going right now. We have some friends coming over for a cookout later this afternoon, and I'm about to make some lemonade. All right, so now it's time to make my blueberry basil lemonade. First, I'm going to harvest some basil out of the garden. I'm going to use two different types of basil today. I'm going to use this lemon basil here that's growing prolifically. I'm also going to use some Genovese basil, which is more like your typical basil, and we're going to harvest that out of the main. If you have any questions about harvesting or pruning back your herbs, I have a video that I put up. It's in the garden tips playlist about pruning herbs and keeping herbs healthy. So I'm just going to prune, a handful or so of this lemon basil. All right, so you can tell here I have about a handful of this lemon basil. So now let's go get the other basil we need. We've got several huge basil plants out in the main garden, and I'm going to just harvest from one. That's all we can harvest today. That's all we need really for our basil lemonade. So this is one of the Genovese basils. This looks like your typical garden basil. So let me go ahead and turn this off, harvest some, and then we'll take it in the house, show you what we're going to do next. All right, so we are about to start the simple syrup for our blueberry basil lemonade. We start with 1 part sugar to 1.5 parts water. I am doing a gallon jug recipe, so this is 2 cups of white granulated sugar to 3 cups of cold water. We start that on medium heat, and I am going to let this simmer. The sugar is going to dissolve. Let it come to a little bit of a boil. Because I am using fruit in this lemonade, I am going at this point to pour in 1 cup of frozen blueberries. You could use fresh blueberries for this. We have frozen on hand today, so that's what we're using. But as this mixture heats up, you're going to see those berries start to burst and explode a little bit. The syrup mixture is also going to become a little bit thicker, and that's quite all right. That's what we want. So we're going to let it work its magic until those blueberries have burst and their juices are coming out and all the sugar has dissolved into the water. In the meantime, I'm going to wash up my basil, get all my leaves stripped from my stems, set them over here, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. All right, so it's been about 13 minutes. This has come to a boil. I've turned the heat down. Because we're using the fruit in here, I don't mind if this boils. The sugar has definitely been incorporated, dissolved into the water. I'm just going through right now and kind of smashing these blueberries against the wall, any of them that haven't really burst open, to let all those juices out into the sugar syrup mixture. And next, we are going to turn the heat off completely, add in our basil leaves. So we've got about 2.5 cups of basil. I've got some Genovese basil, which is like your typical basil you find in the grocery store, and some lemon basil. And I'm just going to push those leaves underneath the water. We are going to cover this, let those leaves steep in the hot simple syrup and let it cool down until it comes to about room temperature, and then we'll make the lemonade. All right, now for the final steps on our basil blueberry lemonade. I have my blueberries basil simple syrup mixture still in my pot, so I am going to just drain this into the strainer. And we are going to let this drain. We want all that yummy blueberry basil goodness, you can see it all in there, to go into our lemonade. And I'll put this back over the pot. All of the scraps will be composted into our garden. So to make the lemonade, now we have our simple syrup, we have our lemon juice concentrate. I am using just the bottled concentrate you buy from the store. You can purchase enough lemons to squeeze to make, you need 2 cups of lemon juice for a 1 gallon container. Again, this is our 1 gallon container. This jar is, we love it, it's glass. It's perfect for making a gallon. It fits in the refrigerator, and so we can make it, we can sip on it all day, or we can make it for parties. I'll show you how we get that set up here in a minute. But regardless, you need a 1 gallon container for this recipe. So we will go ahead and bring this right up here. Now this blueberry basil simple syrup mixture is still a little bit warm. Ideally, you'd like this to cool down to room temperature. So I'm gonna pour it in there, and then I'm gonna pour in the lemon juice. And from here, normally I would fill the rest of this gallon jug up with ice and water. Because this is still a bit warm, I'm actually gonna wait just a little bit. So there you go. Perfect gallon of yummy blueberry basil lemonade to enjoy on hot summer's day with your friends by the pool, wherever. So yummy, so delicious. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel for future garden to table recipes and weekly garden tours. Have a great day.